We were shocked with the sad news in the early hours of this morning, Saturday, February 18, 2023. Now, after 12 days of search, of a long wait, of hopes, of prayers being given, Christian Atsu, his whereabouts has finally come true. Christian Atsu has died 8:31. His manager and agent have both confirmed. Now, this is a tweet from Atay Sport there, having to announce the death of Christian Atsu, the former player, that's the Premier League player who played for both Newcastle United and Chelsea, went missing following the devastating earthquake in Turkey and Syria on Monday, February 6, 2023. His body has now been discovered, and the sad news was confirmed on Saturday morning. Atsu was reported as missing within hours of the earthquake. He scored a last-minute winner for his current club, Atayspor, in their home game against Turkish Super League rivals Kasımpaşa on Sunday, February 15, 2023. Just hours before the devastating event unfolded, Atsu joined the Turkish side last September and was in the city of Antakya when the earthquake struck. He also represented the likes of Porto, Everton, Bournemouth and Malaga during his career, as well as playing international football for the Black Stars of Ghana. His agent, Nana Sheshere, says, quote, "It is with the heaviest of hearts that I have announced to well-wishers that sadly Christian Atsu's body was recovered this morning. My deepest condolences go to the families and loved ones. I would like to take the opportunity to thank everyone for their prayers and support. I ask that while we make the necessary arrangements, that everyone would please respect the privacy of the family during this difficult time." End of quote. Atay Sport tweeted on Twitter this morning, quote, saying, "Sorry for your loss. The funeral of football player Christian Atsu, who lost his life under the collapse, is on its way and to be sent to his hometown, Ghana. We will not forget you, Atsu. Peace be upon you, beautiful person. There are no words to describe our sadness. Rest in peace." End of quote. Now, the earthquake in Turkey and Syria has led to more than 45,000 deaths, with thousands more injured due to the earthquake. It has ruined a lot of lives, millions of lives, and with many people left without access to water, electricity, or heat during a bitterly cold winter in the region. Sad news coming from here, but we've got joining us all the way from Ghana, a sport commentator and one who's got a great interest about the Christian Atsu story. We've got Jerome Ottery joining us today. Thank you so much, Jerome Ottery.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm not sure whether we can even say it's a good morning, but I mean, whatever it is, we thank God for today.
Yeah, it's a Black Saturday in the world of sport and for Ghana football. Now, the news of Christian Atsu came in as a big shock. A lot have been hoping, waiting 12 days after the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. But the news coming in at this time, tell me what your first reaction was at hearing that his body has been found and found dead.
The mere fact that they didn't find him alive has made me sad. I have been very sad this morning, and you know, myself, I was on the road to a funeral in the eastern part of Ghana. If you can see, I'm in black, already mourning a friend who has lost his mom. So I didn't really hear the news. It was when I got off my car and then picked my phone, and on Twitter, I saw that the news has been confirmed. And I must actually say that you are one of the few persons to have also told me that indeed the news has been confirmed. Because just when I left Twitter, I was checking WhatsApp messages and I saw yours indicating that now the story has been confirmed. And it's not been a pleasant morning. I think that this is a very unwelcome news. It is not the kind of news Ghanaians were expecting. Yes, we knew there was an earthquake in Turkey and also Syria. Our player was in Turkey, and we were hopeful that just as there were some rare stories of some survivors, after 12 days, his body will be found and found alive. Unfortunately, that is not what we heard. And I can tell you that the mood across the country, I mean, having been to everywhere of Ghana this morning, But following discussions and conversations on social media, even on radio, as I just came into my car, everywhere, everybody is talking about the sad loss. And in fact, the statement coming from the Foreign Affairs Ministry of Ghana indicating what has happened is also making a lot of people now believe the story. Because as you remember, some about a week or let's say 10 days ago, there was a story that said that he was found alive. His club even confirmed that. His manager also confirmed that. Only for them to come up later and say that story was not true. And so, reading a few things on social media, there were people, or there have been people who, have been arguing that not until the family confirms it, they won't believe it. But then the Foreign Affairs statement came out saying that the family has been in contact, and then they have actually confirmed that, yes, our brother is no more. And like I said earlier, a very sad news, and it's not one of the things you want to hear. But I mean, deeply, deeply, deeply sorry about this development.
Okay, it was a bit hard for me to also accept the news that he had been found dead, because there was a bit of back and forth with him being found, with him not being found, with a lot of them refuting stories that are making the rounds on social media. So it was really hard for me to accept that he had been found dead, until I had to see the post from Ataspor, his club in Turkey, confirming that 2 players were found dead, brought up dead from the rubble. Jerome, are you pleased with how his club, Ataspor, or even how the whole news about Christian Atsu was handled on social media, on news platforms, from the club? Were you pleased with how it was handled until now?
Not at all. I mean, I have not been pleased. And I'm not saying this because I'm a Ghanaian and Atsu was a Ghanaian, but I'm just looking at it from the news point of view. And you would agree with me that the death of a person, whether or not you know him or her, is painful. And in situations like this, you have to be very, very sure of the news before you put it out. Unfortunately, 2 days after the earthquake, we were told that Atsu was alive. And I read one information, I think from one of the club officials, that said that, yes, he's been found alive and he's been taken to the hospital. And everybody I know in Ghana who likes football, some who do not even know Atsu personally, I mean, everyone was happy. We were all happy, praising God, singing hallelujah, saying so many things in praise of God. Only to be told a few hours later that indeed the body that was found wasn't Atsu's body. And I thought that was unacceptable. I mean, you don't do that. You do not do that, because this was a matter of life and death. It was either he was alive or he wasn't. So if you come out to say something that sharply contradicts what you have said earlier on, you make people upset. And I can tell you, a lot of Ghanaians were disappointed. Personally, I wasn't happy. Personally, I felt that the news was not handled properly, because whoever went in there and found that body they deemed to be Atsu should have been, very careful, maybe contacted people who knew Atsu to be sure of whoever they found, so they could come out with the right information. But they didn't do that. Only for us to be told this morning that indeed his body has been found. What they saw earlier wasn't him. And this one sadly confirms the fact that he's no more.
Okay.
In all, overall, I don't think that even the club, and you see, these are very difficult moments, but some things ought to be said. I've been asking myself that, is it because it's Turkey? Because I am wondering that if this was an English club, a German club, a Spanish club, would they have handled things the way this club in Turkey has handled matters concerning this tragic incident? I know it was a massive earthquake that have killed thousands of people. I was just listening to you, over 40,000 or over 45,000 people. Thousands of buildings have been destroyed. In fact, a whole city has been wiped away. This morning, I was listening to the BBC as I was driving. One reporter said that one of the cities where the quake happened smells death. And that, for me, explained how things are wherever the earthquake took place. But I'm saying that I do not think this was handled well. We understand the magnitude of the tragedy, but I think things could have been done in a manner that even if people will not be found alive, the handling of the information could have been done in a much appropriate way. You know, we're Africans and we have our culture when it comes to some of these things. I don't think things were followed the right way. And we don't wish that these things happen again, but we just would say that next time we should handle things properly.
I second with you. I think we should handle things properly and also consider the emotions of the families of those affected.
Exactly.
Jerome, I would like to ask you this last question. What do you think the next step for the Ghana Football Association concerning this should be? Because we've not seen them act, you know, whatever they've done, your reaction, taking the rounds on social media or being the number one thing about Christian Atsu's story or anything related to Christian Atsu. So what should be the next step of the Ghana Football Association?
I think, to be fair to the Ghana Football Association, they were taking precaution, given how the first news, broke and turned out to be false. They were just making sure they have the right information before they act, because if you act on wrong information, that's also going to be another thing. This morning, like I said, the Ghana Foreign Affairs Ministry, in contact with the embassy, the Ghana embassy in Turkey, have also confirmed the story as what we already know now. And I'm sure the FA is going to take a leaf from that statement and then begin to also take the appropriate steps. What we do know from the Ghana embassy is that the body will be flown back home to his family, and then the family will decide what the next line of action will be. I'm sure in the coming days we will know when and how the funeral arrangements will take place. And once that is done, we will go and sympathize with the family of our brother as they say farewell to him.
All right, thank you so very much, Jerome Ottery, for joining us on the show today. I have to show my condolences to the family of Christian Atsu there in Ghana and to the partner and their sons. Thank you so much for unpacking all that is happening there concerning Christian Atsu for us on the show today.
Thank you.